Welcome to a New Beginning podcast. I'm your host, Maureen Doyle. I'm a certified life coach, author, and coffee enthusiast. Did you know that at any moment you can create a new beginning in your health, relationships, career, or mindset? Each week, I will share simple strategies to transform your life and create new beginnings. Ready to start yours? Let's dive in. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Creating new beginnings for yourself is going to require getting honest with yourself and with others. And that might also be letting go of people pleasing. And that is the topic of today's podcast. So why do we do it? Why do we people please? Well, it's just natural. We were designed to live in groups of 30 to 60 people. Think about when we were living back in the cave. Living in that group and being accepted by the group was necessary for our survival. If the group kicked us out of the cave, we might die. We had to be accepted. That is why I believe it's a primal instinct to people please. We want to be accepted and we want people to like us. And here's the other thing that happens with people pleasing. When we say yes, we get that acceptance and approval from others. We get a hit of dopamine. It feels really good in the moment. But is it at your own expense? What is it that you would really like to do? Have you ever taken the time and asked yourself this question? People pleasing is lying. Think about it. You're saying yes when you really don't want to. You're being inauthentic. People don't really even know who you are if you're always saying yes. And it really is conditional love. We think that we're only going to be loved and accepted if we tell people what they want to hear. And then on the flip side, unconditional love for yourself and for others always includes the truth and loving them no matter how they respond to your truth. Here's the other thing with people pleasing, it leads to resentment. It's based in lying, and again, it's always at your own expense. People pleasing feels amazing in the moment because you tell people what they want to hear and you get the response you want. So you get that small hit of dopamine. But then at some point, you start to feel bad. You start to ask yourself questions like, why did I agree to go when I really didn't want to? Why are they coming over to my home when I really just wanted to be home alone tonight? You start to have all this regret, and then you start to judge yourself. So the question is, can you live with the discomfort of speaking your truth? Saying what you want to do no matter the response from someone else. I find one of the biggest problems with people pleasing is that we get so lost in it that we really don't even know what it is that we want. We don't even know our own truth. We get so good at people pleasing and we call it love that we lose ourselves. Speaking the truth and dropping people pleasing just takes practice. It's just a weak muscle that needs to be strengthened. And strengthening it is going to be uncomfortable. It might even be a little bit painful. But isn't that how we grow and change in the gym? Same thing with busting through people pleasing. A bit of pain, a little bit of discomfort. It's the only way forward. You know, we make up lots of stories in our mind. We are so creative. We say things like, if I don't say yes and I don't go, they won't like me. They might not even ask me again. And I don't want to hurt their feelings. But all of this is made up in our minds. And is it even true? Think about this week. Where in your life are you people pleasing? Where in your life are you not telling the truth? not telling the truth to others, and not telling the truth to yourself. So get really honest with yourself. What do you want to do, and what don't you want to do? What relationships or friendships do you want, and what don't you want? What do you like? What don't you like? Where are you telling yourself that you're loving something or enjoying something or wanting something when you really don't? You don't have to change anything. Just first get honest with yourself. And here's a tip that I have used for years to break any people-pleasing tendencies. When I am asked to do something, this is how I respond. That sounds great. I need to check my calendar and get back to you. I'm not sure if I'm available. This gives me time to think about whether or not I really want to do it. It gives me time to drop into my body to see if my body wants to do it. You see, there are 3 ways to make a decision. You can make a decision with your mind, you can make a decision with your body, or you can use both. When you make a decision with your mind, quite often it can be confusing. That is because your mind is this amazing machine that can argue both sides of any point. So if you're trying to decide to attend, let's say, a friend's dinner, this is how it might look. Your brain might start telling you you should really go to the dinner. It doesn't matter that your week is packed with activities. What matters is that your friend asked you, and it would hurt her feelings if you didn't go. Also, you might regret not going because you could miss out on some fun. So just do it. Then your mind starts arguing the other side. Your week is packed with activities, so much so that you might not even be able to make the dinner on time. You definitely should decline the invitation. And then back to arguing why you should go. Does any of this sound familiar? It's like your mind is a courtroom, arguing both sides. And that's why I say it's very confusing. So next, you can make your decision with your body. And this is how you do it. Pause for a moment, take a few deep breaths, close your eyes, and ask yourself, do I want to go to the dinner? See how you feel in your body. Does your body feel relaxed and open and excited? Or does it feel heavy and does it feel dread? Your body is your truth. It will give you reliable information. And those answers will come quick and be very subtle. So finally, you can use both. And this is where I think it's the sweet spot. When faced with a decision, notice what your brain has to say, and then ask your body. Make your final decision using both. Even if your body tells you to stay home, you can still decide to go, but do it with clarity. Be honest with yourself as to why you're choosing to do it. Breaking the people-pleasing habit is not easy. Lying is actually easier in the moment. But in the long term, breaking this habit is so important because then you get to know the real you. You get acquainted with yourself, and you let others get to know the real you. And if they don't like the real you, isn't that something that you want to know? So this week, notice when you're not speaking your truth. Notice when you're people-pleasing. Awareness is always the first step. And just get honest with yourself. What is it that you want? Start telling the truth. Have a great week, my friends. Talk to you next week. If you enjoyed this podcast, check out my free workbook, 6 Secrets to Getting Anything That You Want. Head over to maureen-doyle.com/6secretsguide to pick up your free copy today.